Okay, so just getting around to doing a video. May the 4th has passed, the Star Wars Celebration Day, right? May the 4th or Force be with you. And there were definitely, new products and, promotions and new items put out because of that throughout collectibles and toys, of course, especially. And one of them is my favorites, of course, Lego. And so there's lots of deals. I'm not going to go into it. It's past, but they open up, for insiders, which is easy and free to join. You can get get on it like several days ahead, like on the 1st, this right around midnight. So right 9 p.m. on West Coast time. Go to the website and it'll be because they run off, I guess East Coast time. 1 a.m. there. So then once that opened, I just jumped on it and I thought about what I wanted to get to build up to at least to get this, the Darksaber, as a gift with purchase. Anything Star Wars, $160 up will get you this. And there are some other promotions, 2 times or even 4 times VIP points, and you can get this. But it's funny that this is very specific on what you can get with this. Like this wouldn't have come with it. Like any adult sets, mainly play sets will give you this. But it's funny that as an adult collector, you would want to still get something as simple as this. They don't let you do that with just like a UCS set or something, right? Or a helmet set even. Anyways, I thought about it. I didn't want to overextend what I needed to buy at the time just to get this. And the best deal was this. I found basically the Imperial Star Destroyer, which they're retiring. It's a play set, so that actually gave me the Razor Crest mini build or micro build, what you want to call this. It's not a micro fighter because there's no figures to put in like a thing. I guess it's a micro build. I forget. There's a name for these things, but anyways, because this was $159.99, and the exclusion to the 160 rule by 1 penny is that something that costs that much, like off by 1 penny, will qualify. So I could spend technically 1 penny less. There is tax on top of that. There's free shipping, and I figured, you know what, this is retiring. I don't see it go on sale surprisingly all that often. I think this is primarily a Lego store and maybe Amazon market exclusive that you can buy these. They're kind of like that, like the older Playscale Razor Crest, not the newest one. Although, yeah, the new Razor Crest you can get at Target and stuff too. But I believe the previous Playscale Razor Crest that I kind of recently viewed. Well, it's been a while now, but not all that long ago. Because I just finally opened it up. I'm pretty sure I did a review on it. Well, anyways, or maybe I didn't. I can't remember. But you know what I'm talking about. It's anyways, these don't go on sale that often. I watched it. Maybe this is 150. Maybe it might have gone down to as low as 100 during Black Friday last year, at the end of 2025. I can't remember, but other than that, it pretty much holds its price. And I was like, well, screw it. I know like other things will be maybe cheaper later. Like the newest sets that came out, like the fairly recent still. It's been a few months now, but like I wanted to get the Venator, and maybe the AT-AT, micro MIDI scale, and some other things, but they're relatively new. Even the Razor Crest, I wasn't going to, but it's kind of appealed to me more in some ways. But I think I can wait for those to go on sale. And again, this, I don't see it that often on sale. And again, it's retiring, and I can get my one shot to get the gift with purchase. And that's basically it. That was good enough. It's a good model, and especially I think this is the last of the set to retire that has a anniversary figure, Cal Kestis from the video game Jedi Fallen Order, which I've yet to play because I don't own the most modern gaming system, which I would like to do, but then again, I don't have much time to play games these days because I'm doing either videos or work or kids. And even I have an old system. I should finish those games first. and then maybe I should think about the newest stuff. But anyways, this set is cool because again, it's a pretty good model, and it opens up as a decent playset. And I think the mix, the anniversary, and the mix of Imperials here, Darth Vader is fairly standard these days, so I guess I'll take him. No big deal. It's not like these are one of those characters that you can get multiples of depending on the set. But you have a good mix of Imperial officers and soldiers or troopers or whatever. Decent amount, so so this is a good variety. And then my only reluctance to getting this was because I felt that, well, sooner or later they got to put out a midi scale, Imperial Star Destroyer. They had one of the Darth Vader's, the Executor. Or I call it Executor. I don't know why some people call it the Executor. I think it makes more. That sounds like something that you do at the office, something executive, and versus Executor sounds more like something dark and dangerous and very Empire and evil like, right? Executor. Anyways, they have that. They obviously have the assault ship before they made the Venator version in mid-scale. So they got the general practice to make triangular, capital ships or large ships. The Acclamator, is that what it is? Assault ship. I think that one is not really considered a capital ship, but still pretty large. And so I would rather have preferred to get this in that scale, but it would make sense that they should eventually do it when or if that's a possibility, which maybe they may never make it for some odd reason. Sometimes Lego just decides not to do certain things, and that's not a mind-blowing revelation. If you follow, their stuff and the channels that talk about them. So until then, I mean, this still makes a decent model of it, though the bottom has to sit flat, so it's not as fully modeled out on the very bottom. But that's okay. Most of the time you're going to see it from this angle, and it looks pretty good. And or the rear, rarely will you see it from the bottom. That's not its best side anyways. So anyways, I just wanted to go over the stuff that I kind of thought about and to pick up. So we'll see if and when they do put a ISD out in MIDI scale form. Till then, we got this and this. Not gonna be exciting. I'm gonna try a long intro to basically get to this guy because I'm not building this yet. I'm not saving it for resale. I don't believe in that, really. I'd rather get stuff for myself, not to resell. If I wanted to, I would have bought enough to get a second one to sell, but I don't want to go through that trouble. And I've been thinking about this when I was going to get this. Should I get a helmet set, which was going to be the Mandalorian, because, obviously, it's shown here with him holding it, although you follow the Mandalorian show, eventually Bo-Katan gets the sword, and she really is the one that the sword, works with, and she masterfully uses it, whereas he is always struggling with it. It just didn't, I guess it wasn't really for him, even though, the show is about him. You would think, okay, maybe he should have this cool sword of leadership for the Mandalorians, but it didn't go that route. It went to Bo-Katan, which is cool. She kicks ass, and she did a great job with it until, unfortunately, got destroyed by Moff Gideon. Sorry, spoilers for those who haven't watched the show. And then now what? It kind of sucks that with a cool sword, unique amongst so many, I wanted to say sword meaning lightsabers. It's unique amongst them because it just has that black blade with only the edge being like lit up, and it's got a very sword-like appearance, almost like a what do you say? It's a scabbard, or almost like a ninja blade. It looks flat and it's got an edge to it instead of most lightsabers are just like long and like to a point, or it's cylindrical. Anyways, I felt that the best thing would be cool to pair with this would be this guy. So this guy is going to be retiring soon too. He recently, during the sale, or the May the 4th, it's 20% off on at Lego store, Lego site. But I didn't feel strongly compelled to get it at that time. As I was just holding off, I was like, no, I don't collect the helmet series, although they're cool. It's like, well, if I do one, should I do the rest of them? Right? It's like, they're not cheap. And they don't come with minifigures, you know that. But I figured this plus the the dark saber makes sense. You see it here, and he's been known to wield it. And it's just plus the whole thing with the new Mandalorian movie coming out. Although I doubt we'll see the dark saber in it, because unless they find a way to reutilize that crystal and make a new one or something for the movie, don't know. So, but I think this is a pretty cool set. Kind of matches the dark, more serious adult, very plain artwork or non-artwork graphics on the back of this, behind the thing like this has here. This has a more bluish glow, whereas this more, I guess, orange. But yeah, these two seem to make sense, although unfortunately, sort of, they're not going to scale 100% to each other. I think the dark saber is probably more to scale with 1-to-1. See, this is the size of it. I think from what I've seen and from the other lightsaber gift with purchases in the past, they seem fairly true to size. Probably not 100% also, but pretty good for giving the what it's made of. And another thing too, I never got one of those other ones, and they seem to go very expensive on the market, although some people say that this is likely not to have as much of a hype as the other previous lightsabers, because I think those, if I understand correctly, those came with specifically with, I guess, a particular set or UCS set, I think, usually, and so you wouldn't get that even if you bought X amount of other Star Wars Legos. Can't get it unless you get the specific set. This was open to all Star Wars sets, so in that sense it's not as hard to get, I suppose, but it is limited. But like the last one last year with the Camino training with the clones, which I have too, they somehow didn't sell all of them, and they released it at least once, maybe even 2 times, I think, between now and last year. And so who knows, maybe they might have enough of these to still go around another wave, but I didn't want to take that chance, and I think it was just cool and it seemed worth it. And I'm on the whole Mandalorian hype, getting ready for the movie that's coming out in a few weeks, right? Got my Mando one there. Micro Galaxy Squadron, a new Razor Crest, which is pretty cool. So anyways, these are cool. I was thinking of maybe getting, instead of minifigures, to go along with this, to maybe pose next to it or to the side or something, just to show the people that had wielded it. So pre-Vizsla, Mando, Bo-Katan, and as far as you know, those are the only 3 besides. And well, technically, didn't Darth Maul have it for a brief period too? I have to watch Rebels, but I could have sworn he actually had it for a short time, because I think he ended up defeating pre-Vizsla, and I don't know, I forgot the whole story. It's been a while, but I think maybe even Darth Maul counts. And then of course, the original Mandalorian who I guess had it or made it, or Tara Vizsla. You see it, there's I think they talk about its origin in Rebels in one episode, and I think who originally was wielding it, what's her name? Drawing a blank. The girl with the purplish, or well, she colors her hair differently with the art and stuff. Drawing a blank. I don't know why I can't remember it right now. But yeah, when she was training with I'm drawing the other the blind guy. Damn it! just one of the Jedi Master. Damn it! I can't believe I love that show, but I can't. I'm drawing a complete blank right now on it's not Jared, is it? Kanan. Yeah, that was it. um, yeah, he was training her when she first got the dark sabers and how to use it, and then I think they told the story in that episode. Anyways, so technically, you should have a version of that girl. Shit. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. You know the show. I'm right now. I'm blanking out for some reason. Anyways, but I don't know. I kept seeing this and $55 from I think what it was before 70, right? I think the helmet sets run around $70 or so, or is it 80? 70, 80, somewhere in there. It's what the heck, you know? It's not the most exciting one. Very plain in terms of Mandalorian helmets as they go in. It's also, I mean, like a lot of Star Wars, it's a lot of gray, and so that's also why I didn't gravitate towards this. It's like color-wise, it's like it's and shape-wise, it's one of the most basic ones, but that's Mando, and what the heck, it just seems like the right pairing to put together. But again, this is not going to be scaled to that. Obviously, this helmet is only, I think the total height is like 7 inches. So yeah, but still, you know, this is a brick-based Lego thing, and just to show both of them represented would be cool. Anyways, yeah, I may still get those figures, although I can get just about any one of those, I think, either actual Legos or custom. But Sabine Wren, that's her name, Sabine Wren. It just came to me now. Anyway, but except for they don't make a decent Tar Vizsla, though. They've only had that really black and white, you know, very graphical representation when they were retelling the story. It kind of reminds me of how they did Harry Potter and the one of the last two, like. Is it the Deathly Hallows? I think those are the last two, right? Part 1 and Part 2. They talk about the 3 items that, you know, that make them the master of death. And they talked about, you know, just the past and stuff. The way they visually told that story was very much in the same style that they did about the legend of the Darksaber. Anyways, yeah. That's the only one it's pretty important, but I haven't seen anybody try to make a decent representation. Again, we don't have any full imagery of that character in the series, at least, but there might be some on, like, you know, some Legends material or something outside, you know, books or graphic novels or something that might give you something a bit more to look at, though, than a black and white graphic, you know, really illustrative style. Anyways, again, long intro. This is mostly about, you know, my pickup here and what I added on later to this part of this. So these will come when I get a chance to. But for now, I'll just quickly dive into this. Pretty cool. Nothing fancy, but I'm glad they made this. I don't make it a habit to collect all of them, but if I get them, I get them. And, you know, being this is part of this new Mando movie, what the heck, I'll definitely take it. I probably might be able to find it at Walmart or sometimes Target. They sell these things back separately for what, roughly $5 or so. Right? Not that much. Definitely should be under 10. And you know, if I didn't get it, not a big deal, but I'm glad I didn't have to pay for it anyway. It just came with what I bought, so that's good. So I'm going to get into it, and I'll come back and I'll quickly build it, and we'll just look at it, and that'll be that. Okay, so there you go. I think it took about 10 minutes. It's not too long. I was just being careful, and I tried to redo this part here. Just the way it's done is this. It doesn't want to hold together perfectly tight at the very end here, and the same might be said probably here in the black, but it's not as noticeable because it's black. But yeah, I took it apart again, pulled it out, and tried to redo it, but that's the tightest I could get it. But that's fine. And basically, there we go. Just a very simple build. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I just figured the main thing, again, with this video was to just kind of talk about the May the 4th pickups that I got for primarily for Lego. Sorry. And my thoughts on that. And again, I would like to get like the larger new version of this, or the new play scale rather. But I'm just waiting for it to be on sale. What is it, like $150 right now? I'm pretty sure it'll go on sale, or maybe I'll use some of my VIP points accumulated. We'll see. And well, here you can compare it to a fairly decent model and source, material that's supposed to be based off. I would definitely say that the guns are mounted too far back. They start off like, well, it's, in a way they almost start off about the same spot. If this is representing this back area right here, roughly, then I guess so. But then they definitely do not extend forward quite enough, because these are quite long cannons that go forward. But what are you going to do for this with the amount of studs you have to work with and limited pieces? But I think overall it captures the look and feel of this, of the new, and I guess the old Razor Crest. I don't know if they made one of these before for the previous Razor Crest. I would imagine so. But yeah, I mean, generally the shaping is pretty decently spot on. It's good enough for something like this, just for kicks, just for fun. Slightly, and whoops, not that much back and forth. And yeah, you don't have to. There's no parts list on here like most instructions do, like in the back somewhere. They show you all the parts and part numbers, so what should be included, but they don't do that on these. Kind of strange. I thought they always did. But wouldn't be. You look at any person's video or somewhere, I'm sure you can find out what these pieces are, if not by just looking at the majority of these. And you get a chance to look around this, you can kind of figure out what's what for the most part, and you can source most of these parts and build it yourself. Right? There's no special prints or anything, but I don't know. With sourcing these individual parts, especially if you buy it on like Bricklink with the shipping and stuff, I think you might as well just try to find these like at a Walmart or Target or something. So that way you got everything just there and ready to go. These are only pieces left over, and that's it. So I'm gonna keep it simple. Yeah, not much to say. Just kind of stoked that this is coming out soon. I hope it is a good movie. We haven't had a really good Star Wars movie in a while. I think the last one for me would be Rogue One. That's quite a while ago. I think that came out before Solo. I didn't hate Solo, but I think there's a few things that could have done better. But I try not to hate on too much of the Star Wars franchise. There's just too much negativity going around on being such critics about it. I mean, it's a beloved series and franchise and all that, but at the same time, it's loosen up, open up your mind, just don't take it that seriously. There's things, a lot of things, people just, franchises and whatnot, they can't do everything right all the time. Yeah, so just take it for what it is. Hopefully look at, focus on the good stuff. And you can still think about the bad and why it's not as good as you think it is. But I think you look at what merits there are within a particular series or movie or something. Then just why not just keep it upbeat? That's all I say. There shouldn't be that stuff where you get mad at things and generate that. Just a general sense of negativity, ill feelings because of that. It's just kind of stupid. And it just makes for people wanting clickbait stuff, because people thrive on negativity versus positive stuff. Right? Why is this thing stuck, and get all heated and stuff. And I don't know. I unsubscribe to those kind of channels that just keep, you know, taking a dump on everything, every episode or something. And maybe it really is not that good to that person, but I don't know. I don't. That's something I don't need to get a review and feedback on. It's like I'll make the judgment call myself and take it from there, and that'll be that. Okay. So, anyways, we'll just keep this simple right now, as simple as 15 plus minutes can get for something of what I did. But we'll see you in the next one. I hope. This again. So far, the channel's name is still Brain Tickle because these are little tidbits here and there that tickle my brain or basically entertain my brain or thoughts amongst the sea of this, you know, responsibilities and things, other things to worry in life. There's fun things to kind of divert my attention and you know, just have some fun while still taking care of stuff that needs to be taken care of, as we all do. Anyways, thanks for listening or watching. Later.